Hey y'all, it's Anime Cameron, and today I'm going to be reading episode 74 of Gegege no Kitarou. And Toei, thank you for giving us the gift of Kyumi no Kitsune. Woo! She has lived up to my goodness. Let me explain why. Now, first let me explain the story portion of this episode. Let me explain what I did really, really well. For one, this episode made Kitsune's goals much more unique than your typical yokai. Most of the yokai in the series just wants to cause conflict on Earth, take over the world, take over a country, yada yada yada. But I love how Kitsune's goal is a bit more grandiose than that. When they explained that her goal was to not only cause havoc in Japan, but the whole underworld, I was like, damn! Oh shit! I love it! Haven't felt that Gegege no Kitarou's had a threat this big since Nanashi from Gegege no Kitarouh episode 1, so I love it! Hell, I will put Kyumi no Kitsune even above Backbeard as far as impact goes. My goodness. And then, not only to escalate the stakes, so like how parts ways in, you see Kyumi no Kitsune manipulate the sequences because she has this part of the country about to get into conflict, and then she manipulates other countries so that they don't help out a country that's about to be attacked behind the scenes, and then she, by using her seducing abilities, and I was like, yo! And this is during the episode, so not only does it show you that Kyumi no Kitsune is extremely powerful, she's got brains to go along with it all, and her her beauty matches her intelligence and her strength. Golly! So I do love that. It pretty much gives Kitsune boom impact. And that's what I really love this episode from a story standpoint. It raised the stakes, it gave you a nice dynamic character. And then additionally, aside from that, it even makes you care more about Ray when it shows you a bit of his past. Like, when it shows you how he wanted to get stronger to help out people in the village as a kid. And then just to see the fact that his village was destroyed, it kind of makes you feel for him a bit more. And it helps explain why Ray goes through drastic lengths to try to get his payback. So that's what I also love about this episode from a story perspective. It could really help you feel for the characters. And that's why I thought the writing was fan-fucking-tastic. Then aside from that specific angle about this episode, I like how it continued the plot. You see Ray absorbing the abilities of Kitarou's friends by utilizing the yokai box against Kitarou. I do love that feature because that's something that, at least for the most part, most Gegege no Kitarouh villains have used to their advantage, but you actually see Ray utilize it. And he's not a villain per se, he's more of an anti-hero, but I actually like that. And then I like how it sets up this epic battle against Kitsune only for him to be beat down. I was like, fuck! But it was so fucking epic though, because this is what the show really did a good job on. Because in this episode, you did have Kitsune absorb Enma, but with Enma, we haven't really seen him in combat. I mean, yes, we know he's like the leader of the underworld, but with Ray, we have seen his combat capabilities. For the most part, he can give decent fights. So like how here, they buffed up Ray by having absorbed the abilities of Wallywall, Sandwich, and Old Man Crybaby. And to have him just come out short was great because it makes you go, damn, what's it gonna take to beat this foxy lady? My goodness. Okay, y'all. I said that because I've always wanted to make that pun and it fit. I apologize for the pun, but fuck it! An excuse? I said it! Yeah! And I'll probably say that somewhere in the live reaction for next week's episode, because I don't even know why didn't I not think of using that during the live reaction, but oh well. It's more content. Alright, so now that I'm off that tangent, I also love that specifically about this episode, because when you see Rei taken down and then you see Kitarou save her at the last second, and it builds up an epic confrontation between Kitarou and Kyuubi no Kitsune. I love that, because at that point the stakes have risen even more, because now the underworld's in danger, Japan's in danger. Then on top of that, Rei was pretty much just manhandled like what? He was pretty much treated like a ragdoll. So in all, I do love that it builds up a lot of anticipation for next week's episode, because it makes you wonder how in the hell is Kitarou going to take her on. And then additionally, and that's why I felt it did well from a story standpoint. It feels like Kyuubi no Kitsune is the biggest threat in the Gegege no Kitarou series from a power skill standpoint. So I do love that. And that's why I felt this episode was phenomenally well done from a story standpoint. And additionally, you had Mana and Catchick finally find out that, yeah, Kitarou did make a deal with Enma parts ways in the episode. So I also do love that element about this episode, showing off that this episode, it did not play around. It was important scene after important scene after important scene, and it felt all well managed in a way. And then I felt it did really great from a character standpoint, because for one, you get more characterization for Rei, because for the most part in the previous episode, it's established he would only go after extremely dangerous yokai. He wouldn't go for the innocent kind. But this episode, though, he pretty much breaks that kind of that code that he seemingly had, because once he finds out where Kyuubi no Kitsune is around, he pretty much just straight up absorbs the powers of Old Man Crybaby, Sandwich, and Wallywall. And that was like crazy, but in a way, I did love that as character development for Rei, because it shows you his desperation to get payback. Because it shows you he's willing to do things, to get his hands dirty in order to accomplish his goals. And I kind of respect that. Because even though Rei's actions were despicable and morally wrong, because he could have just as easily used the letterbox to ask for Kitarou for some help, it fits in with Rei's character, because if someone is bloodlusted, they're not going to be thinking straight. They're going to want that satisfaction or revenge to themselves. They're not going to want to share it. So it makes Rei into a more realistic character, and I do love that. And then aside from that, I felt I did great giving Mana some character development. In this episode, you see her get more assertive, and you see her that when she finds out that Kitarou made a deal to get Catchick's soul, when you see Mana's sad face when she finds out about that fact, I love it. You see it, it pang her heart on the inside, and I love it. It shows you that she's reflecting on her actions. And additionally, you see her get some character development when she tells Kitarou straight up, "Let me help you out, let's become friends." And when Kitarou agrees, I really love that sequence too, because it shows you Mana became more assertive, and also Kitarou became more assertive, because he accepts becoming Mana's friend straight up. Well, they were already friends anyway. But here, it's now explicitly said to, and I love that. And you even see him smile when he agrees to take Mana up. So I do love that too. You see Kitarou's growth as an individual, and you see him take the opposite out of Rei. While Rei's isolating himself from individuals that could possibly help him out and closing the walls in his heart, Kitarou's opening the walls in his heart. He's becoming a more positive individual. The previous episodes have shown that, but here he's straight up. He's allowing more people to touch his heart, and in a way, that's the reason where he gets his power from, additionally. And I really love that. And that was a really beautiful thing about Gegege no Kitarou also. And cannot wait to see where that leads. And then seeing him at the end rescue Rei was nice. And seeing him about to confront Kyuubi no Kitsune made for a nice cliffhanger. So I did love that. And I love the characterization for Kyuubi no Kitsune. Just to find out her personality, where she just wants to wreak chaos. She kind of has like Joker vibes, where she just wants to fucking cause chaos and mayhem. And then at the same time, I love her challenge how she's just talking up all these male generals to like take certain actions to cause chaos. It's just fucking crazy and mind blowing to see her that smart, that she isn't just a muscle bound woman, but she is also a really intelligent one too. So I do love that. Makes her kind of a scary antagonist to an extent, and I love it. I'd say she has had the most powerful impact of a treasonous general yokai introduced in this series by far. So that was pretty cool, and I thought her personality was epic. And then just seeing her epic feats like taking down Enma was like, whoa, that was a nice plot twist right there. And that's what I really loved about this episode, just giving you surprises from the left field. And I also like how they give a subtle bit of character melon from Cat Chick when she realizes that Kitarou actually made that deal with Enma to pretty much help Cat Chick out in men, and that was a really beautiful sequence. You can tell Cat Chick with her eyes that she, on the inside, she loved hearing that, but simultaneously at the same time, she wasn't completely comfortable with it because you could tell that way. Kitarou's in like a tense situation right now. So that was really nice, and I felt like the animators trying to convey that, and I felt they conveyed it properly in Cat Chick's eyes. So that's why I felt it did a great job of getting some Cat Chick character developments too. And yeah, that's why I thought the script was great from a story and character standpoint, because from a story standpoint, it was nothing but big event, big event, big event, big event. And from a character standpoint, it was nothing but character development for almost everyone. And aside from that, animation and art were beautiful. Oh shoot, I almost punched my laptop. Oh shit. If I'd have punched it for good, I would not have been able to do 75 live reaction for next week. Oh shit. Yeah. So all in all, just great stuff. The voice performances were great. And that's why, without hesitation, I'm going to rate this episode a 10 out of 10. So anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on Gegege no鬼太郎episode 74. Be sure to comment on your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. Rate the video, subscribe, share it. And I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. Because I'm definitely pumped up to see what the next few Gegege no鬼太郎episodes have. Alright, y'all, have a safe day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.